5 Things Adani Wilmar IPO Needs to Know. In November last year, we wrote about Adani Wilmar's IPO, which was expected to hit the primary market soon. It was expected then the initial public offer would happen sometime between December 2021 and January 2022. The company has now confirmed the IPO date. Its public issue will hit the market next week, on January 27. Adani Wilmar has ambitious growth prospects. It aims to be the largest food company in India by 2027. This will be the 7th firm to be listed from the port to power Adani Group. Here are some details about this IPO. Issue period: January 27, 2022 to January 31, 2022. IPO size: 36 Indian rupees BN. 50% is reserved for qualified institutional buyers and 35% for retail investors. The remaining 15% will be reserved for non-institutional buyers. Post-IPO, the public shareholding will be 12%, and the remaining 88% will be equally held by the two promoters. The promoters and existing shareholders are not offloading their stake via offer for sale in the issue. With the 12% stake, the company is looking at a valuation of 300 Indian rupees BN. Price band: 218 Indian rupees to 230 Indian rupees per equity share. Employee discount: 21 Indian rupees. Bid lot: 65 shares and in multiples thereof. Retail investors can apply for a maximum of 13 lots, which will amount to 194,350 Indian rupees. Face value: 1 Indian rupee per equity share. Objective: the issue: it plans to use 19 Indian rupees BN for capex and 11 Indian rupees BN for repayment of debt. It also plans to use 5 Indian rupees BN for funding strategic investments and the rest for general corporate purposes. Eligibility for shareholder category: investors holding shares of Adani Enterprises as on January 19, 2022 in their demat account will be eligible to apply in shareholder quota as well as retail quota. About the company: Adani Wilmar is a joint venture between the Adani Group and Singapore-based Wilmar International. The company is one of the largest fast-moving consumer goods companies in the country. Its product offerings include edible oil, wheat flour, rice, pulses, and sugar. The company has products in 3 broad categories: edible oil, packaged goods, and FMCG, and industrial essential. Majority of its revenue comes from the edible oil segment, followed by industry essentials and packaged goods. Fortune Oil, its flagship brand, has the highest market share in the oil segment. The company has the largest distribution network among all the branded edible oil companies in India. In the industrial essentials segment, the company is the largest manufacturer of basic oleochemicals, stearic acid, and glycerin. It's also one of the largest exporters of oleochemicals in India. In recent years, Adani Wilmar has been placing an increasing focus on value-added products, with an aim to diversify its revenue streams and generate high profit margins. Adani Wilmar has 22 plants in India, which are strategically located across 10 states, comprising 10 crushing units and 19 refineries. Firm cuts offer size ahead of IPO. Ahead of the IPO, Adani Wilmar had decided to cut its issue size to 36 Indian rupees BN. In the original draft red herring prospectus, the company had filed for an IPO worth 45 Indian rupees BN. This is considered to be a good move, as optimizing the issue size in this manner will help the company have better return of capital employed and return on equity. It indicates the operating leverage and efficiency the company is able to demonstrate through minimal investment. Even though the company reduced the IPO size, it will be flooded with cash soon, as it will repay its full long-term borrowing of 11 Indian rupees BN, saving on interest cost. It will also fund the entire capex requirement through the equity raise. How the company fares well against competitors: since Adani Wilmar commands strong market leadership, this has facilitated the company to source raw materials from top global suppliers from the international market. It also has a checkmark against the experience front. Adani Wilmar has experienced senior management team, with over 40 years of experience in the agribusiness industry. The backing from Adani Group, which is a multinational diversified business group with significant interests across transport and logistics, and energy and utility sectors, also adds a few positives. Adani Wilmar also enjoys synergies from the Wilmar Group, one of Asia's leading agribusiness groups, which was ranked 7th largest listed companies by market capitalization on the Singapore Exchange as of September 2021. Note that Adani Wilmar will soon face competition from a prominent player, Gemini Edibles. Gemini Edibles is the world's 2nd largest palm oil plantation company, which is planning to launch an IPO and raise around 25 Indian rupees BN. What about growth strategy going forward? The focus will be on increasing its market share in edible oil segment and grow the food business. Edible oils contribute around 65% to the company's business in volume terms, and the remaining comes from food and industrial essential segment. Apart from this, Adani will focus on coming to the financials. Adani Wilmar's revenues increased by 25% year-on-year in the financial year 2021 as consumers resorted to panic buying of packaged goods during the lockdown. Meanwhile, net profit saw a 58% jump to 7 Indian rupees and 30 cents BN. The company has reported increasing revenues every year since 2015. Same is the case on the profitability front. Have a look at the table below, which shows the company's financials over the past few years. Financial snapshot: 190,350, 231,984, 264,719, 287,975, 296,570, 370,904, 6,257, 7,877, 10,175, 12,227, 14,195, 14,306, 1,485, 2,331, 4,082, 3,869, 4,609, 7,276, 25,679, 26,217, 22,440, 18,295, 23,003, 19,040. Data source: ACE Equity. Meanwhile, the below table shows the company's performance on key ratios. Key ratios. Data source: ACE Equity. Over the years, the company has made increased investments and is focusing aggressively on prospects in the food space. Last year, the company opened several physical stores under the name Fortune Mart, which will exclusively sell Fortune and other Adani Wilmar brand products. Last year, it also acquired Bangladesh Edible Oil, an edible oil manufacturer with market leadership in some edible oil categories in Bangladesh. Comparison with peers. Trace how the company has performed against its listed peers in fiscal 2021. Comparative analysis: 370,904, 7,276, 474,390, 79,990, 134,490, 18,498, 117,234, 9,938, 98,568, 16,960, 81,450, 12,010. Source: Equity Master. What is the gray market signaling? Currently, shares of Adani Wilmar are commanding a gray market premium of 75 Indian rupees in the unofficial market. The company's shares are expected to list on BSE and NSE on February 8, 2022. Having a differentiated product portfolio allows Adani Wilmar to maintain a smooth cash flow from various product segments. The company also enjoys synergies from Wilmar Group. Although the company benefits from Adani Group's in-depth understanding and experience, its high dependence is a concern. Will the IPO market in 2022 be as busy as 2021? The IPO activity has started on a muted note this year, as only 2 IPOs are expected to come out in the month of January 2022. This is because there are still concerns of inflation and Fed rate hike. Adding to worries are geopolitical tensions in Europe, Middle East, and a worsening pandemic in India. Then there's pressure from foreign investors, who are pulling out funds from India. Following the record number of filings in 2021, the upcoming IPO pipeline continues to remain strong. All the companies who have received nod may plan to come out with their issues post the Union Budget 2022. The much anticipated mega IPO of LIC is also expected to be launched in this fiscal. However, it does not take too long for the pipeline to disappear. For IPO launches to continue, the secondary market needs to remain bullish. Even as we saw high volatility this week, retail investors continued to show faith and subscribe to the IPO of AGS Transact Tech. The IPO received a positive response and was subscribed 7.79 times on the final day. The retail individual portion was subscribed 3.08 times. Overall, the IPO pipeline for the year 2022 looks solid. As companies line up to raise funds from the market amid high valuations, investors need to consider fundamentals, valuations, and other factors before investing their money in an IPO. Happy investing. Disclaimer: this article is for information purposes only. It is not a stock recommendation and should not be treated as such. This article is syndicated from equitymaster.com. Never miss a story. Stay connected and informed with Mint. Download our app now.